High adventure meets low production values on Conan the Adventurer. And that's the show we'll be talking about this week on the Why Is This a Cartoon cast. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Why Is This a Cartoon cast, the show where we take a look at animated adaptations and ask the essential question, why is this a cartoon? I'm your host, Joey, and I'm joined with Chris.
Hola, folks.
And Tim.
How's it going?
This week, like I said, we're taking a look at Conan the Adventurer. This was the cheapo He-Man knockoff. Conan the Adventurer was an animated French-Canadian television series.
French-Canadian?
French-Canadian, yeah. That means it comes from Eastern Canada.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the French part.
Well, it came out, 9/13/1992 is what I have written down here in 65 episodes.
September 13th, yeah. That's the day we're recording this.
No, it's
So
not.
today is Conan the Adventurer's 26th anniversary.
Jesus Christ.
Happy birthday, Conan the Adventurer.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so this show was created by Jetlag Productions and Sunbow Productions. It was a joint production. It means two people work together. And it was based off the Conan series of...
The novels.
The novels.
Yeah, it wasn't about Arnold. Right, Arnold?
It wasn't
I
based...
don't remember what you were talking about.
It was not based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie is the reason it exists, right?
Kind of.
More than likely.
Yeah, it would be Conan the Destroyer. It would be Conan the Destroyer more than Conan...
The Barbarian.
Or Conan the Conqueror.
I mean, the first clue that this wasn't based off the Arnold movie was the fact that Conan was like a wimpy little shrimp boy and not a hashtag buff boy.
Well, that's only at the very beginning of the show.
Well, the very beginning of the show is all I watched.
Well,
We watched the first episode. He's not a buff boy in
the
first
first
episode.
10 minutes of
Yeah.
the show.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no,
But
he's
does-
full-grown Conan at the end.
Yeah,
at
he
the
does the
second half.
roids, and then he gets...
Yeah, and he
He
throws the
becomes
two... Like, we're getting ahead of ourselves
He
here. Why don't we
becomes
talk about-
pumped, Joe. He lifts all the irons
So, the
and
first
the
clue to that,
weights.
by the way, is the fact that Conan has black hair on this in this show. And
Yeah, Tim, why don't you give us a rundown of the Conan multiverse?
Well, okay,
As only a gigantic
Nerd.
fantasy nerd like you can.
well, just the short and hairy of it is Conan is low fantasy. So there's no that's my biggest issue with the show, by the way, is like there's all these magical spells, people turning to stone, stuff like that. Conan magic is actually supposed to be a little more ritualistic.
What does that mean?
Like shamans do it, and it takes big full ceremony to perform any kind of magical feat.
It's not fireballs. It's not D&D.
It's not D&D fireballs and magic missiles. That's one thing, and no magical star metal comes falling out of the damn sky in any one of the books either. Conan, I guess you could say, is a semi-realistic fantasy setting. Like
Are there
it's
monsters in it?
well, kinda.
It's not realistic.
There's kind of, but it takes place after the fall of Atlantis, before the rise of the Eastern and Western empires of humanity.
What was the time period? Because you
You-
talk about Egyptian gods in this show.
Yeah, Set. We're talking
Yeah.
about Set and things like that. It's pre-Egypt, but post-Atlantis.
So Set doesn't exist.
Set kind of does. Well, he does exist. You would think maybe the
Don't
Egyptians
spout
copied him.
your Set trutherism with me, okay? We're talking about in the universe of the show.
In the universe of the show, yeah, no, Set does
it's
exist.
weird that there's all these Egyptian themes, right?
Sumerian, things like that.
Was Set Sumerian or was he Egyptian?
He was kind
What's
of
the
both.
difference?
Set is based off of a Sumerian god.
Where is Sumeria?
Sumeria is where Conan lives.
But on a map, if you had to point to Sumeria.
You really think
French
I know?
Canada.
Yeah, probably
French
French
Canada.
Canada.
French Canada.
Yeah,
It's big in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it's huge in Ontario.
There you go.
Ew,
There
yeah.
you go.
Good thing I took a swig of beer. For
Boil
that.
up a stack of flapjacks and put on the tube TV and watch Conan the
You
Adventurer.
So-
watch your mouth there, eh?
So, yeah, it
Was
ran
there
for
a Strange Brew animated series?
There will
Oh,
be.
you pitch that.
That's my pitch.
Yeah. It ran for 65 episodes up until... I didn't write that down, so up until 65 episodes later.
93.
93.
Was it all one season or was it broken up?
The first season had like 12 episodes
Yeah.
or something like that, and the second season had
50.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was followed up by another show, Conan and the Young Warriors. It was 13 episodes, which presumably sucked ass because they canceled it after 13 episodes.
Just because a show gets canceled early doesn't mean it sucks ass.
Well,
See
why don't we take-
Mission Hill or
Okay.
The Oblongs.
Okay.
Or
Invader Zim. Whatever. The Ren and Stimpy adult party time cartoon.
No, that show sucked.
Screw you.
Ugh.
The Beatles Butthead reboot.
Yeah, that wasn't good either.
No, it really wasn't. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, so this was September of '92. Did you guys watch? Do you guys remember watching this growing up?
I actually
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the time.
What channel was this on? Was it like Fox?
Fox.
Thing?
Yeah,
Fox.
it was a
on
Fox
Fox.
Kid. It was Fox Kids, much
So
like
1992. Where was He-Man at this point? Was He-Man gone?
canceled.
What
probably
year
for
was
about
He-Man?
5-6 years.
He-Man
Mid
was
'80s.
like
Mid
84,
to late
85?
80s.
84 to 86.
Oh, so this isn't even like a He-Man knockoff. Then.
No.
No,
Well,
He-Man's long gone at this point. But there was a
There's a lot of He-Man
rekindling
stuff.
of there's
Yeah.
still a lot of He-Man.
He-Man
stuff around.
fever was still burning hot. Is that fair to
I
say?
wouldn't say it was smoldering, but there was
Were the kids
a rise
still
in-
wearing the Ben Cooper He-Man costumes with the
No.
smocks and the masks?
No, they weren't. But there was like I swear to God, I remember a kind of like a quick uptick of like fantasy settings and things like that in movies and stuff like that around.
This wasn't around the time of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, was it? That was '80s too.
I think that was
I didn't-
'89.
I didn't even know that it had a cartoon.
Yeah, it
Oh,
did.
dude, we're watching it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that.
Oh, good.
But there was a little bit of an uptick, I think, in especially for kids and stuff like that. And as far as I know, in the nerd community, Conan actually saw another rise in popularity.
Were you in the Usenet forums during this time, Tim?
We had a Commodore 64, but no. Or did we have the 286 or 386 by then? I think we had both.
I certainly wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, because you're a Pentium kid. It's fine.
My first computer was a word processor. We had like print games on it.
Wow. Awkward silence. Anyway,
So what's the deal with the Conan mythos? He runs around. There's a snake guy. Is the snake guy in the books? Like
the specific
crappy.
villain.
Speaking of He-Man knockoff, that was a total She-Ra knockoff, right?
Yeah.
Snake Man.
I was thinking of Cobra Commander.
No.
That's what I was thinking of.
The guy who deposed Cobra Commander.
But like the main,
Yeah, that guy, whoever that was.
the main villain in She-Ra is a snake guy who wears like the same.
Snake guys are pretty common.
He's got the
fantasy
same
trope.
outfit, but this guy has like the same outfit.
Well, so did the guy from G.I. Joe, to be honest. Although,
Did he?
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like the same freaking
Fair
thing.
what the hell was his name?
I don't
Serpentor. Serpentor. Although later episodes post Deke, Deke era, G.I. Joe had Cobra Commander show his
Deke
face.
was G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Had Cobra Commander show his face, and he was actually a lizard man, which goes completely against,
They're
established
breaking my
canon.
cannon.
Well, it could be worse. It could be like almost like they gave Star Wars to J.J. Abrams or something. Anyway,
Stop that.
These movies are great.
hashtag cause hate.
Hashtag remake Last Jedi.
Hashtag Raylo.
No, okay. Quick to defend myself. Actually, I really love the new trilogy.
Was the Snake Man in the books?
No,
There's no Snake Man in Princess of Mars.
that's John Carter.
It's the same shit.
It's not Edgar. That's Edgar Rice Burroughs too.
It's the same guy.
No, it's
Who
not.
wrote this?
Why can't I remember his name? I have like half of these novels at
E.
home.
Ron Howard? Robert Howard?
No, it wasn't L. Ron Hubbard.
Ron Howard wrote this?
Ron
Really?
Howard narrated this.
Really?
Robert E. Howard.
Robert
Oh,
E.
I
Howard.
was so far off.
I thought you were trying to say it was L. Ron Hubbard. Let's
No.
not get into that.
Okay, so should we jump into the...
To the theme song, which was 10 times better than Hammerman.
That I'll never agree on. By the way, check out our pilot episode if you want to hear a rundown on Hammerman, and that's amazing theme song. But
God.
anyway,
Why make us relive the pain?
The nightmares.
It's a very simple theme song. It's
yeah,
just about
it wasn't
it's straight
anything
to the point.
special.
Although to be fair, I actually wrote down. I timed it. The full exposition of what happens that leads to Conan's adventures.
Yeah, give it.
19 seconds, as compared to a minute and a half it took Hammerman to take.
We can't use Hammerman as the benchmark.
Oh,
for
I'm
all
using
of these
Hammerman
shows.
as a benchmark. It was straight and to the point. It was like, yo, this happened, and this is what he
What
wants to
happened?
do.
What story was even in the theme song? It just said Conan.
It pretty much it summed up what happens in this episode.
I'm a little upset that it wasn't a rap jingle.
Oh God. But like the opening credits were pretty damn amazing, like with the Skull Mountain and fire explosions and swinging swords and pirates and stuff.
Didn't excite me.
That's because you have a heart of spam.
Fair enough.
Spam. Canned ham.
So what happened in the episode then? How did the episode open up? It was young Conan with his grandpa.
Yeah, telling stories out in the dark. You know, on the countryside, he's talking about some kniggets or something of some sort. And then Conan goes full retard and assumes that, you know, a herd of horses.
Oh
ran
wait,
past.
can we just jump back to the theme song real quick?
Sure. Why do you
I
got
have
a
in my
note?
notes Tony the Tiger singing this generic ass theme song.
Oh my god. You're just mad because it's better than Hammerman and you don't want to admit it.
I didn't like it at all. I thought this show sucked and was boring.
What?
It sucked.
You know why? Because he's a little kid.
It's because we grew up with it and we like it.
Yeah.
And Joe's
And Joe's
I
jealous
thought it
'cause
was
he had
boring. I thought it was
He had crap
boring.
growing up.
How? Well,
I have in my notes, my previewing thoughts were, is this just edgy He-Man? And I was right, pretty much.
Well, actually, He-Man was more tame Conan.
Does Conan have a magic sword in the books? Or is he the magic? There's no. He's not magical. He's just buff
He's not
dude.
magic.
Yeah, so-
this.
It needs something to cement the fantasy setting as far as cartoons go. Like this is, I'll be honest. When you compare the books to the cartoon is really defanged. Like it's like there's no.
I have one of my
edge to
first
it
notes is
whatsoever.
Conan looks like a chump.
This is chump Conan.
This is before he did the roids.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
chump ass Conan.
Yeah. Well, he's still a little skinny bro. Skinny bro.
Yeah, it's skinny Conan.
Skinny Conan. He's still
Before
young.
Someone on the streets said, "Hey, I got a needle for you. Makes you real big and strong."
Yeah. So like it opens with an old man telling young Conan a story of knights, which the retard confuses with a herd of horses for them. And then-
What?
Yeah, he confused. There's a herd of horses around by. He's like, the knights, and the grandpa's like, "You're an idiot. It's just a herd of horses."
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing, yes. Then sudden random meteor shower. Run for your lives.
Yeah, and then we get introduced to the villain, who's the knockoff She-Ra villain.
Well, yeah, okay. Wrathgar.
Snake Man.
Rathmon. No,
Rathamon.
What's
Rathamon.
Wait, what's Wrathgar?
Rathgar.
Yeah, Wrathgar's from something.
Rathgar is a brand of tennis shoes
Sure, we'll go with that.
from the 1970s. They had
Anyway,
pockets in them.
Rathamon. I liked how he had snake snippers on. Like he went way overboard with the.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
and he had that
snare
little snake. That
Oh
little
my
snake-
god,
yeah.
That
it's like
salacious crumb.
annoying talking animal. Check. Because wait, we're gonna do this
Oh,
again later
God.
on. Yeah, let's not bring it up now. But annoying talking
On the
animal
Scrappy Doo scale,
on the Scrappy.
this
from-
gets mean.
Yeah, it does.
I wish I would have watched more of the show just to hear some. I'm sure he had zingers. We'll
Oh.
get there.
But let's see. I have written down.
I wrote down Conan is being mad whiny.
Yeah, and then Conan blown ass over.
Straight
ass
up-
over
straight up
teacups
Luke
by meteor
Skywalker.
As old fart hides under a rock.
I want to go to
Oh,
Haji's place.
so then after the meteor shower, so we're introduced
No, what's up? Let's get back
Rathamon.
to these 7 magic MacGuffins.
the 7 magic MacGuffins. I was gonna write down MacGuffin too.
Well,
Oh,
I
you're
wrote
talking
it down
about the
first.
star metal.
No, he has to. There's
I
like
used to create rings out of
Yes.
star metal on top of 7 pyramids. Okay, a
Yeah.
little overboard. So
yeah, it's
but
all Egyptian.
Was he not a bit overcompensating, by the way, on his dark, ominous tower over the city? Was that not an overway?
Listen, just because he got a good price on that real estate doesn't mean we have to vilify him for it.
But he's a villain.
His actions do that, not his real estate.
Let's see. Just trying to think now. So then it shows
Set shows up.
Set shows up.
The god
There's like
Set.
a trippy god
So-
talk moment.
Is Set Set
Set-
the main bad guy then?
Technically, yes.
So Set is
Rathamon
is Krang.
is his avatar.
Set is Krang, and then Rathamon is Shredder.
I always
Is
thought
that a fair analogy?
no, because I always thought Shredder was the actual brains behind the entire operation, and the actual
Shredder's dumb.
no,
Shredder is dumb.
you're dumb.
He's a buffoon.
No, he's not.
Don't make out with the pop filter. Now I have to label these.
You're going to have to label them.
Yeah. no, he's not.
Oh, look at
Anyway,
that
so
big block. Of
there's a
wave.
trippy god scene, which we're actually skipping ahead of finding the star metal inside of the crater, but that's fine. We'll just go out of order.
Yeah, well, the meteor shower turns out to be star metal.
Yes. So it's sitting there glowing in the bottom of a crater, and I'm sorry, but I thought of the Stephen King segment from Creepshow. Oh, meteor shit. You remember it?
Yeah.
You guys remember it? Or The Blob. Take your pick, 50s or 80s.
Take Stephen King. He
Yeah.
just had a new book out. So that's
Yeah,
relevant.
that's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah. So he picks up this obviously highly radioactive metal. And apparently it's, star metal, and we're going to make tools and things, and I'll save some for you, son. That kind of shit.
Tools and weapons for everybody.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, son.
Give
I'll
it to
make
the
you. I'll
blacksmith."
make you a magic sword. He makes the sword, and then he's like, I will never make another sword with the star metal. Why not?
Yeah.
You seem to think it will never dull, based on nothing.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. This blade will never dull. How do you know?
Oh, yeah. But he turns around and
Yeah.
goes, I made it for you, Conan. And Conan's like, oh, cool. And he's like,
Yoink! I have that in my notes. I have that in my notes. Yoink!
Here,
It's not your
I'm
sword,
picking up this
bitch.
rock, throw this sword in this unopenable tomb until you take your
Yeah, he
steroids like a
entombs
good
the
grown
sword.
boy.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes
but
sense.
did you notice that Conan goes from skinny kid, well, semi-skinny. He's actually kind of buff, even compared to us. Well, especially compared to us. But to be fair, but then in a year, the span of a year, just like
When is there the time jump?
the time jump just happens.
Have
There's
I
no-
not been? Was I not paying attention?
You were
when
not
I,
paying
yeah.
attention.
I probably wasn't.
You really weren't.
Who
This shit
said it?
sucked.
Rathamon? He said it's been a whole year.
Yeah, he's like, it's been a whole year, and I'm like, when the hell did that happen?
And then the next
You
scene,
need
you
those
see,
SpongeBob title cards.
then you see Conan, and he's fucking jacked to as all hell. Because thanks for you, random guy
Yeah,
in
I
the
actually
street
have
alley.
written down.
I didn't
I've written
know.
down right here.
I didn't notice the character design.
A year
difference.
later? Question mark.
I didn't notice it.
Medieval arms deal. Stammering peasant. Oh, that's the peasant that's talking to Rathamon about the star metal and the blacksmith. He makes the black metal star metal thing.
Here's something I wrote down. How many Magic Sword cartoons were there during this time? He-Man,
92 was just-
Conan, Thundercats.
Oh my
Everything's
god.
Oh,
Magic
wow.
Swords.
I didn't think about that. I just thought of He-Man. I didn't think about like Thundercats.
Well,
and
magic
stuff.
swords is actually a pretty common mythological
Power
trope.
Rangers. There's one. In all of mythology, there's one magic sword.
Oh, what is it?
In the 80s and 90s, we have like a million of them.
They're all basically Excalibur.
Meh.
So, shut your hole and watch the cartoon.
Garbage.
Anyway. So I have a year later, medieval arms deal. So he's selling him the star metal dagger, which obviously would be a more awesome dagger as well.
Yeah.
And then, Conan is fucking buff now. It only took a year from the double in size.
I didn't notice
Right.
the change in the character design.
Yeah, no, there was. He's obviously bigger. It's just that.
He was hitting the muscle
Were you
milk.
drinking? You were drinking, weren't you? Look at your face. You were drunk as fuck watching this, weren't you? For shame,
Cutting
Joe.
all this out. Cutting all this out.
No, Joe was drunk when he watched the episode and didn't notice Conan get buff. Yeah, and it must be nice to be able to edit the episode.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
History is controlled by those who are the victors.
like I noticed I jumped scenes like a shit ton at this point. Like it's going back and forth and here and there and everywhere, and it's like kind of got a little bit out of hand, like to the point where I got kind of confused.
Well,
Yeah,
the next
it
thing I
seemed-
remember is after all that, like his dad just gets turned to stone.
See, you like missed a whole bunch of stuff.
What did I miss?
Like, oh, we'll go over it now.
Yeah, go for it.
So a bad guy in a dragon-drawn chariot comes from the sky.
That's Rathamon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rathamon comes from the sky. The Schwartz ring blows up buildings. Rathamon's Schwartz-powered ring,
Yeah.
blows up buildings. What else? Conan runs off to get the sword, and he makes grunty poopy noises until the lid comes off and he can get the sword. Yeah, like that.
Why couldn't he just break that stone, by the way? It was like one stone tablet over a pit. Like, there were ways around it.
No,
I guess
no.
he's honorable.
Yeah.
Fine,
Not
whatever.
like in the books,
The
where he's
barbarian
the
is
barbarian
super
thief.
honorable. Yeah, how is he a barbarian? They're not barbarians. What do they do that's barbarous?
They live out in the middle of nowhere.
So?
Well,
Just
actually,
because they're
it's-
off the grid doesn't make them savages.
Yeah, but Conan's pretty savage. He's a rape, pillage, plunder, and put big hickeys on all the fair
Nobody gets
damsels.
raped in this cartoon.
Not in the cartoon, but in the books. Well, anyway, so I have written down here Conan's family is pigeon poop collectors now. And then Conan has the sword all of a sudden, And like,
Oh,
boom,
so when you
Eye
said
of
I missed a
Thundara.
lot, in turn I missed nothing.
No, you missed some important things.
He
Like
comes down on a dragon. That's it.
Yeah, and then Conan gets the sword. You know, the important sword, the Eye of Thundara sword.
We already talked about him getting the sword.
Yeah, but you skipped ahead. Conan does something that He-Man never could bring himself to do in the entire run of his series, which is actually hit a living being with his sword. You know, let's face it, this I keep wanting to call it the Sword of Omens, but that's Thundercats. What was the sword?
Is that what the sword in Thundercats is called?
Yeah, it's the Sword of Omens. It's awesome sauce.
This is just a sword. It's the Star Metal sword.
Yeah, so it kills lizardmen so hard it actually knocks their entire being off this plane of existence.
Yeah.
It hardcore kills their asses.
He like home runs them into another dimension.
It's delightful. Unlike that pussy He-Man, Conan hits shit with his radioactive Sword of Omens. Yep, that's what I wrote down. Cobra Commander voice is oddly appropriate, by the way, for the main villain as he gets revealed to be a lizard man.
Snakes are popular.
Yeah, it's true.
Snakes were so hot in 1992.
They're badass. Dude, that was the thing. Snakes are badass back then. So then Conan comes to across a horse. He tries
Yeah,
to
why does
I'm going to name you Midnight.
Okay, so yeah, he can talk to horses and apparently doesn't know how to fucking name a horse either.
You don't like Midnight? What about Thunder?
I'm a little disappointed that during that whole naming scene, he was like, I want to call you Midnight. Nay.
So eventually he settles on Thunder, I believe, for the horse. Yep.
Also, why did he have to go find a wild horse? Why didn't he? There were no. He didn't have a horse.
What was that horse he saved?
Oh, yeah, but his father was a blacksmith. He can't afford a horse. Come on, I got a horse.
Because he's a barbarian, he must tame a wild horse.
Barbarians have horses.
Yes, that they tame from the wild.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
should
just
have
don't get it.
had one.
So anyway, apparently he can't stay on the horse the entire time either. The man's built like a brick shithouse and could pick up an entire city block, yet he can't hold on to an effing horse. What's that face for?
That was a burp face.
Oh.
Nobody would have noticed if you hadn't brought it up. So thanks.
So then he comes to the city. He gets to the city, and the horse don't want to go in, and Obi-Wan Kenobi shows up.
AKA Grandpa from the beginning.
No.
What? This is a new guy.
Oh my God! Have you not?
I don't think Joe watched the same show as us.
I watched it last night once.
So you had as much preparation as I did for Hammerman.
No, I won't go that far. I remember the major plot points.
So
Ooby Doob, Scooby Doob, Banooby.
Oh my God! Why do you gotta reference Thumb Wars? Well, you think I didn't think I knew know what you're referencing right there? I am a thumb. Ooby Dooby. What's your middle name? Scooby Dooby. Your name's Ooby Doob, Scooby Dooby, Ooby Dooby. It's like, yes. Anyway,
I take payment in girl giggles. Half now, half when we get there. Love. Coming soon, the Thumb Wars podcast.
Anyway.
All right. So why do I have the note? Why can't I move this mountain?
Oh, that's when he's going to look for the tomb after Ooby Dooby, Scooby Dooby Dooby tells him where to go.
Hey, put some respect on his name. It's Ooby Doob, Scooby Doob, Banooby.
Yeah. Anyway.
The wizard.
The wizard. Yeah. He tells him to go. I have big words.
Whenever you hear something like that, a wizard did it.
Yeah. This is where the wizard shows him this shield.
Well, we missed things.
Oh, no, we jumped over stuff.
He accidentally found the tomb entrance like a he accidentally found the tomb
entrance. Yeah, he
entrance
falls
like a
into
boss.
it like a slide-away bookcase.
Yeah, and then Stone Goro, and of course he had one of those. It's an ancient abandoned tomb. Hello,
there's just
anybody
there? No, he just had. There's just a torch.
Yeah, who keeps lighting these fucking torches?
That fantasy trope. Oh, this cave that's been abandoned for 1,000 years. Wow, the wicks on these things are pretty rough.
Yeah, I know, right? So Obi-Wan's
Then we get the rock trolls.
Yep. Oh dear. It says "Oh dear" before it croaks after he.
We are the mighty protectors of this tomb. Boom, you're dead.
Yeah. It's just a flesh wound. I wrote that down apparently when he knocked his arm off.
Line of the episode. It's oh shit. You know what? When I was watching this on Dailymotion, it cuts right after he kills the rock troll. Yeah. And he starts to say, talk about, and then it goes to an ad on Dailymotion. And I was like, he's going to say talk about a rocky start.
Yep. And a one-liner. I have that written down exactly like that. And a
Talk
one-liner.
about getting off to a rocky start. That's the line of the episode.
Obi-Wan's ghost shows up again. He gives a prophecy and some more exposition. Another trippy god scene.
I also have this show is basically a medieval V because of all the lizard people.
Okay, I'll give you that. By the way, we get to meet the Phoenix. And second annoying animal companion.
And the wizard's like, wait, don't go yet. You need this comic relief.
Annoying animal companion? Double check.
Check. The wizard's like, here, he will help you on your journey. Conan immediately tries to kill the Phoenix.
Yeah, I know, right? So then they go to a town and the thing goes after a pomegranate.
Well, no, it's revealed that the Phoenix needs to do good deeds in order to stop being a shield Phoenix or something.
I guess get older?
It was like that show on Nickelodeon,
Mature?
101 Good Deeds for Eddie McDowd. You guys remember that shit?
No.
Oh.
Because it's not, hey dude, salute your shorts, or are you afraid of the dark?
Sidebar. 100 Good Deeds for Eddie McDowd was a live action show on Nickelodeon that ran in it's probably the late 90s. This bully gets turned into a dog by a drifter wizard, and he has to do good deeds for the guy he bullied in order to become human again. So,
I know what the problem here is. That's around the time I started having sex and smoking pot, so I stopped watching Nickelodeon.
He goes and finds the kid he bullied. The kid he bullied's like, oh, I'll adopt you. And then the show, that was a great show. That was a great show.
Okay.
He likes that show, but Conan the Adventurer.
I love that. No.
Yeah.
I love that show. This show sucks.
So, second annoying animal companion, double check. Another trippy god scene between Rathamon and Set. You know, like, kind of like...
Why do I have in my notes that horse is a shite companion?
Oh my god, I have that too. Horse hates cities. So, right after Horse Hates Cities, I have written down Honey Pot Shanghai.
Was that when the girl shows up?
Yeah. I knew right what was going to happen. I mean, I'd seen the episode before, but that was like 26 years ago. Yeah, they drug him, and then they put him on a fucking snake boat. Can we stop with the snakes?
You cannot trust random women in strange cities who invite you to go into random bars and give you meat pie.
That's true. That's true, because last time that happened to me, I ended up on a banana boat.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sitting there, beating their banana drums while we had to row. I think we were on the same boat.
We might have been on the same boat.
Yeah. I have written down, of course, whips and chains, woohoo. And the end credits are the same as the opening credits.
What's Conan the Adventurer?
Yeah.
How many episodes did it run for?
65.
65 episodes of awesome.
Was it all like one straightforward story, or was
Yes.
it kind of like a Monster of the Week type thing?
It was not a there was a Monsters of the Week smattered in, if I remember correctly, but there was the overall arc was an arc. It was like it was beginning to end was with Rathamon and everything.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, like they actually kept with the same story through it. Like it wasn't.
It's too bad the show really sucked.
It's too bad you
You
suck.
You guys both liked it.
Yeah. We grew up with it. That's why.
I wrote down I liked it and I remembered loving it as a kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did it deserve to be a cartoon?
No, I don't think
Yes.
so. I don't.
No?
No.
You don't think so?
Was there a void that it filled?
Yeah.
The Conan void.
Yeah.
We had
But
to wait.
We're
10
10-year-olds.
years.
We're 10-year-olds into Conan in 1992.
It was a guy
Yeah.
with a magical
What year did
sword
that movie
fought
come
lizard
out?
people.
82.
82?
The first one was 82. The second one was 84.
So
we had like 10 years without
The
Conan.
kids aren't familiar with Conan. What was
They don't
Arnold
need to be.
Schwarzenegger's big hit in 1992?
Last Action Hero. No, it was 94.
That was 93.
93?
92.
92. Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Terminator
shit.
2.
All right. So Arnold was hot.
Yeah.
Kids are renting it from the video store, and they're like, "Oh, Terminator 2's checked out."
They
What
probably saw
other Arnold Schwarzenegger movies are there? We got Conan.
And then they saw their first set of boobs on the TV.
So that's definitely what happened.
Yeah.
Thousands of children went to video stores and were denied Terminator 2.
Or they saw Terminator 2 and like, who else is this dude in? And they're like, oh, we got Predator. We got Conan.
Well, if this was
Got Total
September,
Recall.
if this was September of
Total Recall.
1992, Terminator 2 came out in July.
Yeah.
I assume.
This came out in September.
Yeah.
September 92.
So kids all rush to the video store now that Arnold Schwarzenegger is the hotness, and they're like, "I gotta watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Here's Conan."
And they probably binged on Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, a lot of them, so it created a demand.
And that's why this is a cartoon. Boom, title drop.
Nice.
Out.
I think that's all we got on Conan the Adventurer.
I mean, so what should we do next week?
It's not so what should we do this next week.
Oh.
At the end of every episode, the three of us pitch our ideas for our own animated adaptations that could have fit in the 70s or 80s. Do you guys have anything prepared for this episode?
I'll go last.
That means Tim doesn't have one, and he's going to pull one out of his fucking ass.
It's going to be awesome.
Cheers, the animated series, only because I want Joe to do his Cliff Clavin impersonation right now.
Chris, tell us a little bit more about Cheers, the animated series.
Well, it's just all basically the same thing as the regular sitcom. Follow the group. We're on the bar. Sam Malone.
You think that'll work as a cartoon?
Yeah, absolutely.
A 5-episode run where
5 episodes.
Danny DeVito's wife gets pregnant.
Well, she has like 6 kids already in the show, so why not make it 7?
Was that Danny DeVito's wife?
Yeah.
Rio Perlman.
Here's
God.
something I wanted to bring to the table.
Well, they're divorced
He's
now.
making a fist at me.
I'm glad it came up organically, because here's a question I have on Cheers, apropos of nothing. Question number 1. Were Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman married while Cheers was going on? Question 2, was Danny DeVito ever on Cheers? That's
Yes
what I
and
want to
no.
know.
He was never on Cheers, but I think they were together.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he ever on Cheers?
You know, that's a
was
great
doing-
question. He
well-
was pretty famous at that point. He was
He
actually
was not pretty famous.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Movies
he
like
was-
Twins, Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like he was
Cheers.
actually.
What years were Cheers?
Cheers was the-
82 to 93.
yeah.
Yeah, so Batman Returns was 92.
Yeah.
But he was
So-
also in like Twins. I'm trying to think of other Danny DeVito movies. There's a ton of them. Like
Yeah.
Danny DeVito was actually a pretty.
Just because he's in a lot of movies doesn't mean he's a huge actor, though.
No, he was actually a very popular actor.
He was not an A-lister.
He was
He was up
definitely
there.
B in 3/4.
He was a B plus. He was a C plus lister.
No, he was
No.
B in 3/4 at worst.
No way.
He was
You're
almost an A-list
overvaluing Danny DeVito
You
based
cannot
on.
overvalue.
Listen, I love
Frank.
Danny DeVito. I love Danny DeVito.
He played the best penguin out of the bunch.
He played the only penguin out of the bunch.
You didn't like Beatrice, what's his face from Rocky?
Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith. You didn't like him?
He was a different penguin though. To be fair, it was a different era Batman too.
That's true.
But let's not get into
What else do we have to
Batman here.
compare, though?
Burgess Meredith.
I'm gonna be able to wring this shirt out at the end of this.
Are your titties sweating? I got some major titty sweating going on too. It's warm in the
Schwitzing.
studio tonight.
We're popping tops for the next episode.
I don't take my shirt off for anybody, even myself. I
Tim,
wore
did
this
you
in the
come?
shower.
Tim, did you come up with a pitch?
You didn't go yet.
You go first.
No, I already said I was going last.
I don't have anything.
I already nose ghosted it.
Fine. If you had to twist my arm, I'm sorry, audience. I wasn't prepared for this one. But if you had to twist my arm and tell me to pitch a show right now, I'm gonna say it's Kiss the animated series.
That already happened.
No, it didn't.
There were plenty of Kiss cartoons.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
When?
He was the Scooby Doo in the gang.
Well, yeah, there's...
They made
that's-
cameos. They didn't have their own show.
Well, there is that old Kiss movie now with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
There's that.
Like they have an entire Scooby Doo movie where it's
Yeah, that's a
on
movie,
Kiss.
and that's recent.
Yeah.
I'm talking back in the day.
Like 70s.
What about when
During
they
the
saved,
height of
saved
Kiss Mania.
Christmas?
That was a Family Guy episode.
No, that was an actual movie.
Was that an actual movie?
That's an actual movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's not an actual movie.
you sure?
Yeah, with the theme park and everything. Yeah, that is an actual movie where they have stupid special effects. And
Yeah,
then-
but that's not
That's
Kiss
Kiss
Saves
Paul.
Santa. That's Kiss Psycho Circus.
That's Kiss meets the Phantom.
yeah, and, like Paul
that's
Stanley
real.
disappeared
I'm talking
3/4 of the
about-
way through production. His
I'm talking about a
for the rest of
legit
it.
Scooby-Doo knockoff
of like Kiss. Like, do
With
they have
Kiss.
an?
with Paul and the gang.
Would it be like the Corn Crew on that episode of South Park?
Yeah.
Where they have a dumb animal companion?
Except it's Kiss, and Gene Simmons breathes fire.
All right,
You
I'll
need
give
to
you that.
watch that Scooby-Doo thing. Because it's like
It
that.
sounds like I really don't need to watch.
You'd have to.
Tim, what's your pitch?
My pitch. My pitch is awkward silence for 5 minutes as I
I
think
promise
about
to be
pitch.
better prepared next week.
I
That's my
completely
pitch.
forgotten about
That's
the
my pitch to you,
I completely
audience.
forgotten about pitch thing. How about Little Cthulhu?
Little Cthulhu, sort of like Garfield and Friends.
Well, yeah, Little Cthulhu and his Mego pals.
Are we gonna do Garfield and Friends on this show?
No, that doesn't really deserve to be a cartoon.
It's an adaptation.
It's an adaptation. Nah.
Yes, it is. Of a fucking newspaper comic.
We could.
I thought we were just gonna see
Bonus
the problem.
episodes.
Bonus episode.
Why does it have to be a bonus episode?
Because I thought we were just going to take live action IPs and that got turned into cartoons.
No, we never said that. Also, this is my show, so fuck you. Garfield and Friends next week.
Yeah. Get ready, Tim.
Fuck me.
I think we've said all that we need to say about Conan the Adventurer. We've said more than enough on Kiss the animated series. So let's land this bird. That's the end of our episode. You can find us on Twitter at the Wisest Cartoon Cast, at WITA Cartoon. You could also find us at that same thing on Facebook. And email us. Send us messages. We'll read them out on the show at WITAcartooncast@gmail.com.
Indeed.
So that's it for now. As always, I'm Joey.
I'm Tim.
I'm Chris. I will see you back next week, folks.
And we'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot. Bye.